Hi there, this is Sir Chauke. I'm a professional teacher for accounting. If you're watching this lesson, you are more than welcome to our morning lesson. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also make sure that you share this lesson with your friends. In today's or this morning's lesson, we're going to be looking at how to complete the subsidiary journal. I'll be working through a project that was written in Gauteng last year for grade 10. So I hope that at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to complete the journals on your own and also be able to post. But for now, I'll only be focusing on how to record in the subsidiary journal. So here they're saying that the following information was extracted from the records of Max Traders. The owner is Max Welcome and the business uses a profit markup of 60% on cost. Their information provided relates to me. So what we know here is that we can then add to this that this means that our selling price is equals to out of 160% because our cost price is 100%, the markup is 60%, so it means that our selling price will be out of the entire total. So whenever we are looking for a cost price or selling price, we need to keep this information in mind. That also according to what we know from grade 9, we know that our cost price it is equals to 100%. So very important for us to also highlight this information. It's very crucial, and whenever we look for something, we'll need to come back to this information. So number one here, they are saying that just before we do anything, you need to be able to tell where each and every journal is supposed to go and record it at the appropriate place. Okay, so number one, they're saying that we sold merchandise on credit for 3,800 to M Mini, and we issued invoice number 51. If you look at this question, you'll just realize that we are going to record this in the debtors journal because it is a credit sale, so we're going to record it there. So it's going to be invoice number 51. So I'm going to write it that it's invoice number 51, and then the day is going to be according to this is going to be day number 1, and then so it's going to be day number 1, and then our data will be M Mini. And then we sold this to her. In the folio, we'll write data number 1 because she's the first data, and then under sales, we'll write the sales price, which is 3,800. And then when we calculate our cost price, we're going to remember that format that I was talking about. So remember, it's 3,800 multiplied by 100 divided by 160, and then our cost of sales will then be 2375. So you write 2375 here, 2,375, and then you are done recording this. And then we then move to the second transaction. They're saying that we bought merchandise on credit. Keyword is that this is on credit, and then we bought this from Bentley Traders for 450, and then it is invoice number X21. We are the one who are buying, so therefore whenever we are the one who are buying on credit, we are going to use the creditors journal. Okay, so we're going to write the document number X number 21 X21 here in the creditors journal, X21, and then our date according to this will be on the 3rd. So we'll write the 3rd, and then who is the person that we bought this from. According to here, it's Bentley Traders, so we'll write Bentley Traders, and then we'll also have to write what is what were we buying on credit. According to here, we bought consumable stores, so we're going to record in the consumable stores column, but remember the amount is 450, and because it's on credit, we'll record in the creditors control. We don't have the consumable stores column here, so it will come on the sundry account as 450, and then we'll explain that this is for consumable stores, and then will be done recording this transaction. And then from there we can go to the next transaction, and here what it says that we purchase goods from Teddy suppliers on credit. Remember, keyword is that this was bought on credit, and then at an invoice of 7,500. They didn't give us the invoice number, but we must know that invoices are going to follow each other in a chronological order. So it's going to be invoice number, date will be number 7. So according to invoice, it will be invoice number X22, and then would write day. Let me check what is the day. Days number 7. So it will be day number 7, and then the person that we bought this from is a Teddy supplier, so we'll write Teddy suppliers. Okay, so please be careful with how you record. So it will be Teddy suppliers, and then the amount is 7,500, but we must check what did we buy for 7,500, and according to this we bought goods, so meaning that we are going to record in the trading stock column, and then we are done recording. We can go to the next one. Now the next one says that we sold goods on credit to El Lulu. The cost price of the goods was 1,000. Invoice number 52 was issued. So remember, we are the one who is selling. So anytime we are selling on credit, we use what we call the debtors journal. So we'll write the invoice number. According to here, it's invoice number 52 as written here, and then we'll have to check the date so that we can be sure. The date according to this is the 8th, so we'll write the 8th, and then the name of the debtor is L Lulu, and then this will be regarded as debtor number 2, and then they only gave us the cost price, so meaning that we must look for the cost price of a load. Okay, and we need to know how to get it. So since we are given the cost price, we'll get the selling price by saying 160 divided by 100 multiply by 1,000 multiply by 1,000, which will give us not 100, 1,000, which will give us 1.6. So we'd have 1.6 here, 1,600. And if you look at this, you'll realize that we might have been done recording for the debtors journal because it's only 7 marks. But if we are done, we will try to close it off. Okay, so please pay attention to such things. So we have done, we've recorded properly. Let's go to the next one. The next one here says that we purchased the following from Queen suppliers on credit, and we received an invoice. So we're going to firstly become a bit slow. Okay, so number 1, the document number, let's start by entering that. It's going to be document number X23, and then it's going to be the day in which the transaction occurred is the 14th. So we're going to write the 14th, and then under the details we'll write Queen suppliers, because that is the person we bought on credit from. Okay, and then we are then going to write the total amount that we bought for on credit. So you'd have to come here and look at this transaction carefully. Okay, so let's get our calculator. We bought 2 laptops for 4,350. So 4,350 multiplied by 2, it is equals to 8,700, and then plus 18,000, and then also plus 855 for stationery, which gives us 27,555. So the total that we bought for on credit from these people is 27,555, and we need to check what exactly were they buying. According to this, we bought 2 laptops for 4,350. So let's see, 4,350 multiplied by 2, it gives us 8.7, and this was for equipment, so laptop falls under equipment. And then let's see what else did we buy according to this. So next they are saying that we bought merchandise for 18,000, so we can come here and say 18,000 for merchandise, and then I think the last one was 855 for stationery, so here we'd write 855, and then we can verify our calculations by just adding the things that they are saying we bought. So if we say 18,000 plus 855, and then plus 8.7, it is giving us 27,755. So we are done recording that transaction. Okay, it's as easy as that. Then we can then go to the next transaction and hear what it says to us. The next transaction says that we return damaged goods to 30 suppliers. The cost price of the goods was 400. We issued a debit note number 52. So let's check. We return damaged goods to 30 suppliers with a cost price that was 400. Remember, it is us who are then taking goods to our suppliers. So we're going to use creditors allowance. So it will be debit note number 22. Okay, so here we can just write, we know that the source document is debit note, so we can just write that is debit note number 22, and then we can check the day in which this transaction occurred. This transaction occurred on the 18th, so we'll write the 18th here and then mention that we return this to 30 suppliers. 30 suppliers, and remember the amount of money that we returned is 400, and then that 400 was for damaged goods, which is trading stock. Okay, and then we are done recording that transaction. So please be careful, make sure that you record these things accordingly. And then the next transaction says that we bought goods on credit. Very important for us to note how we bought those goods. They're saying that we bought them on credit from Ziggy suppliers. We bought these goods on credit from Ziggy suppliers, and then the cost price was 3,400. And then they're saying that, remember, when they're saying we bought them for, it means that this is the amount that we are going to see. This is the amount that will owe our creditors for 3,400. And they're saying that we received a trade discount of 10%. Now, according to me, the 10% has already been deducted, because once they say received, it means that it has already been taken into consideration. Okay, remember, therefore, it is telling you how much was the cost of those goods, the cost that you are going to record in your books. You don't record things according to, like, when we record them, us as a business, is not our duty to record a trade discount. So Tina, we are only going to record how much we are owing our suppliers. We are not going to record the trade discount. That's why if you look at the journals that we do, you'll never see a column for trade discount. Okay, so we are good to go now. So it is going to be this will be recorded in the creditors journal. So we're going to go to our creditors journal and record that. Okay, now remember, it's going to be X number 24, and then we are going to say this took place, I think it was on the 20th, so we'd have day number 20, and then we'd write Ziggy suppliers here, and then the total that we bought those goods for, I think it was 3.4. So we're going to record that 3.4. We are not going to less the trade discount, okay, because it has already been subtracted. Now, what did we buy here? We were buying goods, so it means that we'll record in the trading stock column. So we'd put the 3,400 here, and then next we need to check what is the next transaction saying. Here they say that on the 23rd, they are saying that we bought a delivery van. Once they're talking about a delivery van, we are thinking about vehicles. They're saying that we bought it from Reasonable Cars. Okay, so this is the name of the business that we are buying from, and then the total cost price was 80,000, but we need to check how much are we going to buy on credit. They're saying that 25% of the cost price was paid via EFT. So if we paid 25% of the cost price via EFT, it will then mean that, remember, when you do double entry, this is how you are going to record this. When you do double entry, you would say debit vehicles with 80,000, because that is the total cost price of the car, and then you would credit you take credit bank with let's see how much is the 25% of that thing. So if we say 80,000 multiplied by 0.25, it will give us 20,000. So it means that bank will be credited with the 20,000, and then the remaining, the credited amount will be for what is bought on credit. And then for this to become 80,000, we need 60,000. So it means that we bought on the remaining balance that was bought on credit is the 60,000 part. Okay, so remember, when you go to your vehicles, under the total, you're going to, the total will give you 80,000, but we need to explain how this was bought. So remember, only a small portion was bought on cash, so we can't record 80,000 in the creditors journal. So okay, we've calculated it, and they're saying that the balance should be paid in installments of 6 months. So it means that the remaining balance will be paid in 6 months. So let's go to our creditors journal and try to record this. So remember, it's going to be invoice number X25, and then this will be from I think it's the date will be the 25th. So we'll write 25th, and then the name of the supplier will be Reasonable Motors. And then we only bought from Reasonable Motors on credit for 60,000. So we'll write that 60,000, because we don't have a column for vehicles here. That 60,000 will come under sundry account here. So we'd say 60,000 and explain that this was for vehicles. Okay, and then from there, what we are going to do, we are going to check if there's any transaction that will also need to be recorded. Okay, so let's go to that transaction, the last one. Here they're saying that we returned one laptop to a supplier, issued a debit note number 23. So we are returning something to the supplier, probably because we are not happy with it, and they're saying that we need to go back to transaction that took place on the 14th of May. So one of the laptops was costing 4,350. Okay, so it's going to be debit note number 23, as they have stated here. The date will be the 27th. So here would have debit note number 23, and then the date will be the 27th. And who were we buying from on that particular day? Let me check. On the 14th, we are buying from Queen Suppliers. So we're going to record Queen Suppliers here. Okay, now I will not really focus on the the folio column for this. I'm only interested in showing you how to move the amounts. I believe in terms of the folio, you know how to deal with this. So we have Queen Suppliers here. The laptop that we are retaining on that was bought on credit is 4,350. So we need to write it under creditors control, and also mention that the return is for equipment. So we have 4,350 here, and then from there will be done recording. If you remember, from this we only recorded in the creditors allowance, I think twice. Okay, so we need to be careful about this. Okay, so always check whenever you record your information. So now the last thing that you need to do as an accounting student is to make sure that you close off your journals. Most accounting students have a problem of leaving their accounting journals like this, so you need to make sure that you close them. So 3.8 plus 1.6 will give us 5,400. So that 5,400, we'll write it here as a total, and then from there 2,375 plus 1,000 will give us 3,375. So we have that 3,375 here, and maybe we can just try to make this to be on one column here. Okay, so we have already gotten the total, and you'll get your full 4 marks. They might give you 1 mark for inserting the correct source document, and then the other ones for these marks here. So let's get the total of the creditors control. So it's 450 plus 7,500 plus 27,555 plus 3.4, and then also plus 60,000, and all of this it is giving us 98,905. So the total will be 98,905. Okay, and then the total for trading stock will be 7,500 plus 18,000, and then also plus 3.4, and then the amount that we are getting is 28,900. And then for stationery, would have that 855. For equipment, would have 8.7, and then for vehicles we'd have 60,000. For the last sundry account total would have 60,450, and then for our returns would have 400 plus 4,350, which will give us 4,750 here. So we'd have that 4,750 here, and for trading stock column here it's 400, and then for the equipment column here it's 4,350, and then from there you'll be done posting recording in the subsidiary journals. This is how easy last year's project was. So please make sure, guys, that you use this material that I've made available to you to prepare for your next projects. Remember, like I said, good results don't just come, you work for them. So with that out of the way, don't forget to like this video, leave your comments, and also make sure that you tell your friends about this video. So please make sure that you share it also with them. May God richly bless you. If you want me to become your personal tutor, you are more than welcome to use the details that are available in the description of this video. With that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Shalom.